Hi everyone, this is Carrie. This is going to be a shortish video on taking care of your wrists and strengthening the muscles that surround your wrists for your hands, your forearms, and so on. So in yoga, we are on our hands a lot, and over time, or maybe just in the beginning, it's not feeling great on your wrist. So it's important to take care of your wrists, knowing that over time, the more you use them and the more you practice yoga, it's more than likely going to lessen any injury or pain that you're feeling because you're strengthening the muscles all around in your forearms, shoulders, hands, and everything, because there is muscles in our hands that need to be strengthened. So just know that if you do kind of struggle with that now, the more you practice, the more you focus on muscle engagement through the hands and your forearms, the more that will help you overall. Also, because we sit a lot, we type a lot, we text a lot, we have some issues through wrist. So we'll use this tutorial for that. This also will help you if you're a climber of any sort, or do anything else, carpal tunnel issues. It should help with that. So to start, let's actually, if you have long sleeve on, pull up your sleeves so you can see your forearms. And then come onto your hands and knees. Place one forearm down, palm up. So your bottom of your forearm is up. Take your elbow, and we're going to give yourself a self massage, starting up by your elbow crease and a little side to side, maybe rounding, working your way down towards your wrist, trying to keep your palm flat. It might, you obviously are in control of how much pressure is being used. So keep going up and down, maybe taking your elbow and actually going up and down, but really open up and massage all those muscles going up and down your forearm towards your wrist. Maybe even the palm of your hand with your elbow, and then turn around, palm down, and do the same thing on the back side of your forearm. Or is this now the top of your forearm? I don't know. But really, if you find a spot that is like, ew, there's a little, spot there, stop and put a little bit more effort or focus to it. And then don't forget to do both sides. So we're working on the other side. Again, you can do little circles as you work your way down, or maybe try both, up and down, or a little side to side. I wish I could do this to myself right in my neck area. Whew, that would feel good. All right, turn your palm down, do the other side. Working through all that tension we hold in through our hands as we're typing and texting and who knows what else. And then come back around, take a seat, and start to shake out your hands a bit. I'm going to sit a little bit cross so you can see a better direction. And then bring your hands up and start to, with your elbows as straight as you can, like you're pressing into a wall. See what angle you can get your hand. You might only be able to go here. That's okay. But use the force, your muscle strength in your forearm to try to pull your fingers back towards your shoulders without bending your elbows. So trying to keep your elbows straight. And then it's going to get a little tiring. Start to fling your hands forward. And now press the tops of your hands forward, keeping your elbows straight again. And then go back and forth. With control, movement just through the wrists, no bending the elbows. Breathe as you do so. This movement here is especially important for yoga because we are on our hands a lot, down dog especially, plank especially. If you're trying to get into handstand, this is very important, especially if your arms are up here. And you can try this. You can get your biceps by your ears and see how flat you can get your hands towards the ceiling without moving your shoulders or elbows. It can be very hard. If you don't have the mobility to be able to flex your wrists flat, it's going to be very hard to do some of this over time, and it'll get there. You just have to do a little bit of practice. All right, shake out your hands. Make fists. Turn your fists down, and then turn them in and up and back around. In and up. Keep pressing the tops of your hands away as you do so. Good. Do that as long as you want. It might feel nice. And then we'll move on. Coming onto your hands and knees, we'll do a little bit more strengthening through your hands and your forearms, even though right now mine feel tired, so it's okay if yours feel tired. So I'm going to start on a plank on my knees, and you can be in tabletop with your knees directly under your hips if this is too much. If it's too easy for you, start to walk your knees back so you're in a plank on your hands. And if this is too easy, once we start going, it might not be, you can come into a full plank. But we're going to do little hand push-ups. So it looks like a little octopus sucking away from the floor. I'm going to do a plank on my knees because I have some wrist issues anyway. But again, if this is too much, walk your hands under your shoulders. If this is too easy, come into a full plank. And now, as you inhale, pull up onto your fingers, shoulder blades down your back, not sticking your butt out, keeping it in, and then releasing down. And then sending up onto your fingertips and down. Pressing up to fingertips, down. Keep it going. Again, if this is too easy, come into your full plank. I can't do it in my full plank. If I come into full plank, I can do one at a time. That works too. But if you're focusing here, this is okay. Let's do 3 more. Whew, this is hard. 3. Good. Sit back onto your heels. Walk your hands back. Turn your fingers around. Press your bottom of your palm down. Shoulder blades down your back. Nice flat back. And then press one through the other like you're pedaling out your feet but you're doing it with your hands. And then come back around and start to make some turns like you're turning a doorknob, but your hand is flat. Turn as much as you can around and around, trying to keep your palm flat. Good. Then turn and flip your hands up so the backs of your hands are on the mat, and do the same thing, turning all the way around as much as you can, making a circle with your hands. Good. Release. Take a seat one more time. Now we'll do one last stretch. So take your right hand out in front with your fingers. Your right palm faces forward, fingers down. Take your hand, lightly pull back your pinky finger. Then both pinky and ring finger. Then pinky, ring finger, middle finger all together. Then pinky, all 4 fingers all together. Then take your thumb on its own and gently pull that back. Turn your hand around, use your other hand, make little flaps here, stretch out what we just did. Good, let's do the other hand. Left palm faces forward, fingers down. Take your pinky finger, pinky and ring finger, first 3 fingers, all 4 fingers, release, just grab your thumb, flip your palm around so top of your hand faces out, and then use your right hand to help stretch through your wrist and forearm. Good. Shake it out. If you want to end one more with the whole thing, with one last self massage with your elbow, do it again, just to help work through what we did. Doing a lot of wrist work, I tend to do quite a bit for myself in my own practice. So do it as much as you need to, much as you want to, knowing that the more you practice yoga, the more you're on your hands, the more you may need to do this, especially if you feel like your wrists aren't feeling so great. And when you're done, big breath in, big breath out. Thank you. Namaste.